0 to 1. Complete book review. In a world that celebrates innovation and progress, few books have captured the essence of building the future like 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. This book isn't just about startups or business. It's about thinking differently. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal and one of Silicon Valley's most influential investors, explores what it truly means to create something new, to go from 0 to 1, rather than just from 1 to many. The central question of 0 to 1 is simple yet profound. How can we go beyond what we already know and build something truly unique in the world? This video takes you deep into every chapter of the book, explaining each concept clearly and in sequence, as Peter Thiel presents it, without adding anything extra. Let's dive in. The challenge of the future. Every moment in business happens only once. The next Bill Gates will not build an operating system. The next Larry Page or Sergey Brin won't make a search engine. And the next Mark Zuckerberg won't create a social network. If you are copying these people, you aren't learning from them. Doing what we already know how to do takes the world from 1 to n, adding more of something familiar. But when you create something new, you go from 0 to 1. True progress means doing something that has never been done before. Peter Thiel argues that we live in a world that values globalization, taking existing ideas and spreading them everywhere, but the most valuable progress comes from technology. New ways of doing things. Horizontal progress copies what works. Vertical progress creates something entirely new. The challenge of the future is to move from 0 to 1, to create new technology, new methods, and new value. Party like it's 1999. This chapter looks back at the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s. During that time, people believed that the internet would change everything. Instantly. Startups raised millions on vague ideas, assuming that growth alone would lead to success. But when the bubble burst, the world learned painful lessons. The crash taught entrepreneurs 4 main ideas.
Make incremental advance. Stay lean and flexible.
Improve on the competition. Focus on product, not sales. However, Thiel believes these lessons are mostly wrong. Instead, he argues for boldness, planning, monopoly, and sales mastery. The 1999 crash scared people into thinking small, but real innovation requires thinking big. The goal should be to find secrets and build something truly unique. All happy companies are different. Thiel begins this chapter with a twist on Tolstoy's quote, "All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way." In business, it's the opposite. All happy companies are different because they've found something unique that makes them stand apart. A company must create a monopoly by doing something so well that no other firm can offer a close substitute.
Monopolies make profits and drive progress.
Competition, on the other hand, leads to the opposite. It destroys profits and discourages creativity. Monopoly is not about greed. It's about innovation. Companies like Google achieved monopoly not by cheating, but by creating something so valuable that no one else could compete. In contrast, businesses trapped in competition often destroy value just to survive. The ideology of competition. Competition has been taught as a virtue, but Thiel calls it an ideology, one that distracts people from what really matters. We are trained to compete from childhood, in school, sports, and careers, but this mindset often blinds us to real opportunities. In business, competition is destructive. It focuses attention on rivals instead of customers or innovation. People become obsessed with winning battles rather than building the future. Thiel emphasizes that creating something new, without competition, is far better than trying to outperform others at the same game. Escaping competition is the first step to real success. Last mover advantage. Being the first mover in a market is overrated. What matters is being the last mover, the one who creates lasting value and dominates over time. Thiel explains that successful monopolies share 4 characteristics. Proprietary technology. Innovations that are at least 10 times better than alternatives. Network effects. Products that get more valuable as more people use them. Economies of scale. The ability to serve millions of customers efficiently. Strong branding. A powerful identity that people trust. The goal is to build a company so strong that it can maintain its monopoly for decades. Success is not about being the first to start, but the last to endure. You are not a lottery ticket. Many people believe success depends on luck, but Thiel completely rejects that idea. He argues that the future is not random. It can be shaped through vision and determination. There are two ways to view the world. Indefinite optimism, where people expect things to improve without knowing how. Definite optimism, where people believe they can make things better through planning and innovation. Thiel believes that successful entrepreneurs are definite optimists. They design the future intentionally. Believing in luck is lazy thinking. The best founders act with purpose.
Follow the money.
Thiel reveals that most of the value in startups comes from a few big winners. Venture capital follows the power law. A few companies generate most of the returns. In any portfolio, one investment typically outperforms all others combined. The same is true in life. Not all efforts are equal. The key is to find the one opportunity that can multiply your results. For founders, this means focusing all energy on a single big idea rather than spreading efforts across many small ones. Great outcomes come from focus, not diversification.
Secrets.
This is one of the most important chapters of the book. Thiel says that every great company is built around a secret, something that others don't see or believe is possible. He divides secrets into two types. Secrets of nature, things that are undiscovered truths. Secrets about people, things that others ignore or deny. The world today often believes that there are no secrets left, that everything worth discovering has already been found. But this belief is dangerous. Progress depends on those who still believe in secrets and are willing to search for them. Foundations. Every great company starts with a strong foundation. Thiel emphasizes that early decisions about the team, ownership, and structure will determine whether a company succeeds or fails. He calls the early stage of a startup the founding moment, when the future is most malleable. Founders should choose partners carefully because relationships set during this period are almost impossible to change later. The best startups are built by small, tight-knit teams that share a mission and trust each other completely. Culture starts at the beginning. It cannot be added later.
The mechanics of mafia.
Peter Thiel describes PayPal as a kind of mafia, not in a criminal sense, but in a cultural one. The PayPal team was united by a strong shared mission to build a new kind of money for the internet. This unity created a powerful culture. Members of the PayPal mafia later founded companies like Tesla, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Palantir. Thiel says that a startup should be like a cult. Everyone should be obsessed with the same mission. A great company culture isn't about perks or fun. It's about shared purpose and loyalty. If you build it, will they come? Having a great product isn't enough. Every company must also master distribution and sales. Thiel explains that there's no such thing as a product so good it sells itself. Even the best ideas need marketing, storytelling, and persuasion. He divides sales into two types. Complex sales, where each deal is large and personal, like enterprise software. Viral marketing, where customers spread the product themselves. The key is understanding which type of sales your product needs, and mastering that channel. Selling is as important as building. Man and machine. Technology is not a substitute for humans. It's a complement. Thiel argues that the best solutions come from combining human creativity with computer efficiency. Contrary to fears that machines will replace people, Thiel believes the future belongs to partnerships between humans and technology. Companies like PayPal succeeded because humans and algorithms work together. Humans to detect fraud patterns, computers to process massive data. The best businesses use technology to empower people, not eliminate them. Seeing green. This chapter explores how to build a successful company in the clean energy sector, but its lessons apply to all industries. Thiel analyzes why most green tech startups failed. They lacked proprietary technology, ignored distribution, and underestimated competition. He identifies 7 key questions every startup must answer before it can succeed. The engineering question: can you create breakthrough technology? The timing question: is now the right time to start? The monopoly question: are you starting with a big share of a small market? The people question: do you have the right team? The distribution question: how will you deliver your product? The durability question. Can you defend your market position? The secret question. Have you discovered a unique truth? Only by answering yes to all 7 can a company truly go from 0 to 1. The founder's paradox. Great founders often seem strange or extreme. They can appear both brilliant and unreasonable, humble yet arrogant, visionary yet obsessive. Thiel argues that this paradox is part of what makes them great. Founders like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk are not normal. They believe in a future that others cannot see. Society admires innovation but fears individuality. Yet it's the founder's unique vision that drives progress. Building a company requires courage to stand apart and think differently. The world only moves forward when someone dares to create something truly new, when they go from 0 to 1. Conclusion: the future you build. The final message of 0 to 1 is simple but powerful. The future is not a matter of luck. It is something we build, intentionally, through vision and determination. Every time we create something new, every time we go from 0 to 1, we shape the world around us. The most valuable companies and the most meaningful lives come from thinking independently and acting boldly. As Peter Thiel says, what important truth do very few people agree with you on? That question is the seed of every great idea. The future belongs to those who answer it. This was 0 to 1, a guide to thinking differently, to building the future instead of competing in the present. The book reminds us that progress depends on innovation, courage, and the pursuit of secrets no one else sees. If you found this review valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the books that change how we see the world. From nothing to something. From 0 to 1.